Hi, I'm back. Most of y'all are going to be carving soon, and if you haven't gotten this tutorial, or if you have, I want to show you about the knife. The handle this is the handle, and a lot of them have some pieces inside. You are meant to have access to a few different blades because sometimes you're going to need different types of lines. Sometimes you want thicker lines, sometimes you want thinner. So you have different blades to meet those needs. You can change the blade by unscrewing the top part, and I'm going to go ahead and take the whole thing off. But be careful because you want to make sure that you don't lose any of the pieces. So sometimes these can get a little stuck, so you can sort of press them down, like wiggle them. Basically, you just want to get the blade separated from these two pieces on the inside. These are what actually hold the blade together, and so there is this side and this side. They just fit together like that. There is a correct direction though, so this way would be upside down. If you want to figure out, okay, is it going the right way, you can see whether or not the horizontal lines line up. Okay, so in this case, they're not lined up, so I need to shift it, but now I can say, yes, there we are in harmony. Also notice that there is one end that's a little bit, I don't know, angled, and one end that is just totally 90 degrees. So the angled end is what goes in first. It's like in the nose of the knife. This goes in to this side of the holder. You can just put this on a little bit, screw it not all the way. You still want it to be a little bit loose. So let's pretend I want to use this blade this time. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in. You know how we looked at those two pieces in the middle, and the one looks like, basically it goes in between the curves, and so just kind of try to be aware of that. When your blade is in and it's not too wiggly, go ahead and twist it on until this is tight. Go ahead and put these back in so that you don't lose them, and put the end on the handle. This will just make it more comfortable when you're carving. All right, so I've got a piece of linoleum here, and this is where you need to be cut your buddy, not your body, carving away from you. So I'm going, let's see. I have a block that I have drawn something on. So you want to make sure that you have outlined yours in permanent marker first, because you're going to be moving your hand on this a lot. Your hand has a lot of oils, which will cause the pencil to smudge. So when you're doing this, again, my hand is not in front of the blade. A lot of times what can happen is like, ooh, slip, boom, got to cut. So I want for us to avoid those, but again, you're responsible for that. What I'm doing is I'm trying to pressing down and out at the same time, and so that will, that allows me to cut out instead of just down. Again, remember, what you're carving away is what's going to appear as being white, or being, there's no ink there. So let's think about, if you want to carve a line, like so let's see, I have an oval on here, so let me finish carving the inside. Let's pretend that this is going to be, well, actually, hang on. All right. So I have this shape here. If I want to see, if I printed this right now, what I would see is 1 white 0, and that would be all. So I have to think, okay, what other spaces do I want to remove? If I want to make an eye, for example, let's say I have a circle drawn here. I want for this part to have ink and this part to be empty. So in that case, what I need to do is actually carve away the space that I want to be empty. So you're working carefully, you're working slowly. This is a really physical process. Your hand and your wrist, they will probably get tired at some point. And if that happens to you, just take your hand and just shake it. Just really shake it a lot. I just tell my students, Taylor Swift, shake it off. But that was a long time ago, so I don't think, anyways. All right, so what the goal of me removing this is so that I make sure that when I use the brayer, when I apply the ink, it's not going to go where I've carved away. So you want to make sure that your lines are deep enough to, avoid receiving ink. And if you are, I don't know, we're not going to do any test printing today. We will probably start that tomorrow. But basically, today we're carving. What I do not want for you all to do is to just carve the outlines. I would like to see, again, just a reminder, some uses of texture. So perhaps showing the texture of like fur or feathers, or sometimes background like trees or rocks or water, leaves, all that good stuff. I want for you to make sure that you are using the background like you're using the whole space of the block. Okay, so let's see. I've got this space carved out, and all right. So in this case, the ink is going here. It's blank here, so I look like I have just one eye in a sea of a rectangle. Okay, good luck, and let me know if I can help you.